Now, one power the jinn do have is to make waswasa. So they go put a feeling in the guy's head. The only way to save yourself is to do a dance around the fire. And the guy just thinks all of a sudden, oh jinn, in order to save myself, I shall perform the ritual dance. And the jinns are having a laugh. And these guys are making all kinds of voodoo practices and dolls and rituals and entire mythologies. And they're building all of it. And who's getting a kick out of all of this? The jinns that think, how stupid can they get? How dumb can they get? Oh, make him put a patch around his arm. Make him do this or that or the other. And people fall for it. يَعُوذُونَ بِرِجَالٍ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ. They are seeking refuge from men from among the jinn. فَزَادُوهُمْ رَهَقًا. So they increase them in more stupidity. They piled stupidity onto them. رَهَقًا يعني, we saw before, تَرْهَقُهُمْ ذِلَّةً, piling. So they increase them in piles and piles. The ulama say there's a tamyiz here. رَهَقًا, بِنِسْبَةِ الْإِثْمِ وَالطُّغْيَانِ سَفَهًا. They increase them in stupidity, in disobedience, in more misguidance. You people are, they're such morons, why not mess with them? Okay? So the jinns don't necessarily want to mess with you, but if you come over and put a target on your face and say, hey, I'm ready to be messed with, then yes, they will mess with you. وَأَنَّهُمْ ظَنُّوا كَمَا ظَنَنْتُمْ. You know how you see like these devil worshipping cultures and cults and things like that, and they light candles and put pictures and put skulls and all this, and where do you get this stuff from? There's a pretty elaborate method to your madness. They've got an entire methodology to it. Where do you think they get it from? The shaitan reveals to them, hey, now try this. Now do that. Now put a monkey skull amulet around your head. A necklace around you. And then do this dance and light that fire. And people do it. And they do it. So, فَزَادُهُمْ رَهَقًا وَأَنَّهُمْ ظَنُّوا. And they had assumed, كَمَا ظَنَنْتُمْ, just like you have assumed, أَلَّنْ يَبْعَثَ اللَّهُ أَحَدًا, that Allah will not be raising anybody. You don't have to answer to Allah once you get so concerned that you have to answer to the jinn. You have to answer to these devils and protect yourself. The concept of akhirah just disappears from this conversation. وَأَنَّا لَمَسْنَا السَّمَاءَ. And we used to go touch the sky. لَمَسْنَا السَّمَاءَ, which means we used to get pretty high. Sama doesn't just mean sky, it means high. We used to get pretty high up. فَوَجَدْنَاهَا مُلِئَتْ. So, but when we would just get to the limits of the sama, just get somewhere, we would find that it's filled, harasan shadidan, with hurras aqwiya min al-malaika. It's filled with guardians of the angels, because they're creatures of the unseen. They can see the other creatures of the unseen, which are the angels. So the creature of fire can see the creature of light. Okay? So they would go up to the sky, just, hanging out up in this, sky. But, as you get closer and up to the guarded territory, you start seeing, when you go into classified area or private property, if it's really secure, what do you start seeing then? Guards. So they go, there's some free space in the sky up there, but you go a little further up, and we found there's an entire army of angels standing guard there. So we can't go, we don't want to mess with that, so we don't go any closer. وَالشُّهُبَ. And if some of us even tried to go a little closer, شُعَلَى نَارٍ تَنْقَضْ, there would be, meteors, shots of fire shot at us. شُهُبًا. And this is actually flames of fire that fall like falling stars. So when you see a falling star, right? Sometimes the falling star may be even an indication of the jinn tried to go up there and the angels shot something at them and they're like, okay. And because they're stupid, right? Some of them, the shayateen, are stupid. So they don't learn their lesson, so they try again. Let's do it again. And they get shot at again. And let's do it again. And they get shot at again. فَزَادُهُمْ رَهَقًا. And this is something about shaitan. We know the shayateen, they repeat their behavior, even if they get burnt by it. Okay? So when we say, أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ, it hurts them. But they come back for more. They come back anyway. وَأَنَّا كُنَّا نَقْعُدُ مِنْهَا مَقَاعِدَ لِلسَّمْعِ. So, okay, we can't go all the way up because it's all secure and we get shot at. So we found some other places that we used to sit in. Just close enough. مَقَاعِدَ لِلسَّمْعِ. So in places that are at a distance so we can hear maybe a little bit of what's going on. Maybe some overhearing of the conversation of the angels. We need to know what's going on. فَمَنْ يَسْتَمِعِ الْآنِ. But more recently, it seems like the security's been beefed up. Security threat level red. Not even orange, it's red. So our old places where you used to go sit, And those were our hiding spots. We thought there are hiding spots. We might be able to hear something. By the way, our ulama explained what that means is sometimes the angels get to grab some little bit of information from the angels that are coming down to the earth from the amr of Allah. They can't steal all of it, but they hear some things Allah allows them to hear. And then they come to the mind reader and the lady, the gypsy lady with the ball thingy, and they give her a little half-baked information and she fills in the rest with her creativity, and that's their business. That's what they do. So they had these spots in the sky. But as of late, now this is of course during the revelation of the Quran, what Allah did was, even those hangout spots that the jinns had where they might hear something, all of them are locked down and there's extra security everywhere. So they say, وَأَنَّا كُنَّا نَقْعُدُ مِنْهَا مَقَاعِدَ لِلسَّمْعِ فَمَن يَسْتَمِعِ الْآنِ. Anybody who even tries to listen now, يَجِدْ لَهُ شِهَابًا رَصَدًا. Immediately he'll find specifically for him, like sniper fire, a shihab, meaning a meteor, a ball of fire, رَصَدًا, يعني targeted directly at him, رَاصِدًا مُتَرَقِّبًا يَرْجِمُهُ or يَرْجُمُهُ. It's shot at him and it follows him. You know, like heat-seeking missiles? It's like, now we can't even go near our hangouts because now it's not just a warning shot that's fired. A specific shot is fired towards us. We try to run, يَتَرَقَّبُنَا. A shihab يَتَرَقَّبُنَا. It follows us until it hits us. So security's got really beefed up. So we realized something really classified must be coming from the sky to the earth in this season. Something must be coming. We don't know what it is. We can't even get to know if it's good or bad because we try to get even close and we get shot at in this way. Shihab al-Rasadan. So this is the jinn commentary about what is happening while revelation of the Quran was going on. While the revelation of the Quran was going on, the jinn couldn't even get close. Otherwise, they had some space in the sky. Some place they could be. You know why this conversation is so important? Because one of the allegations of the Quraysh was that the Quran is being given to him from the jinn. That he's majnoon. Majnoon means it's a maf'ul of, it's got jinn on him. Someone who's got jinn on him is majnoon. And the jinns themselves are saying, yeah, no, we have no access to that. The jinns are saying, we can't even get close to that information coming from the sky. Really, like a very secure entourage is coming, and even the roadways are blocked, and all the normal places we can be are no longer accessible to us. وَأَنَّا لَا نَدْرِي. And as a result, we had no clue. أَشَرٌ أُرِيدَ بِمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Is great harm intended for the people on the earth? We didn't even know. We had no clue. Is evil intended for the people on the earth? Is the earth about to be destroyed? Is a classified message of complete destruction coming down? أَمْ أَرَادَ بِهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ رَشَدًا. Or does their master intend good for them, guidance for them? We don't know. Because when revelation of this level of security comes, it's either one of two things. A nation is totally about to be destroyed, or great guidance from Allah is coming. Those are the two great forms of revelation that come from the sky. And in both of them, the jinns cannot have any access. Why? Because if the jinns get even a little bit of a whiff that their friends on the earth are about to be destroyed, what are they going to do? And go and warn them and they can leave town. They can't do that. No information is given. So you don't know if good revelation is coming, or punishment is coming from Allah. But when it comes, all the access roads are blocked for the jinn. Now, something about the etiquette of, the moment you become Muslim, you're supposed to develop this awe for Allah, this regard for Allah. And the regard that the jinn had for Allah is manifest even in how they speak. And this is part of the eloquence of the jinn. They're actually pretty eloquent in this ayah. They said the word arada twice. The intention is mentioned twice. One time it's urida, one time it's arada. What's the difference between urida and arada, Arabic students? Passive and active. And passive means the doer is not known. Asharrun urida biman fil ard. Evil, was that what was intended for the people of the earth? So in other words, who's intending the evil is not mentioned. And obviously if harm was intended for the people of the earth, if punishment was intended for the people of the earth, even that intention comes from Allah. But they don't want to say the word shar and the word Allah together, so they use the majhul. But when guidance is coming, now that's something you should attribute to Allah. So they don't say, am urida rashad, am rashadun urida. Was evil intended or was good intended? No, they go straight to the active, because now Allah is mentioned as the fa'il, credit is given to Allah Azza wa Jal. They have manners and how they speak about Allah. They don't just use the word evil and the word Allah together just like that. Harm and the word Allah just like that. So, أَمْ أَرَادَ بِهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ رَشَدًا. Or did their master intend good for them, guidance for them? وَأَنَّا مِنَّا الصَّالِحُونَ. And out of us, there are salihun. They are the good ones too. Notice here, salihuna, which is actually the khabar of the sentence. It's the predicate of the sentence. Is actually proper. It's ma'rifah. But typically in the Arabic language, you're supposed to have proper followed by ma'rifah followed by nakira. Minna salihuna. It says minna salihuna. This actually illustrates that the good are very few. It goes away from the typical form, and it says the righteous, meaning they're known, and they're not that many. And there aren't any unknown among them. Because the lam ta'rif, what does it do? It makes something known, right? So as-salihun implies the good ones. Yeah, there are some good ones. I could probably count them on one hand or something. Or there are a handful of good ones among us. Okay, minna salihun. Wa minna duna dhalik. And among us are those that are other than that. In other words, they don't openly say that they are evil because they're hopeful. They're hopeful for the rest. They want to make da'wah to their community. That's an important lesson to learn even from the jinn who just became Muslim. Among us are good people. Among us are, you could just say, people that aren't quite there yet. That's basically what they're saying. They're not quite there yet. Dun means from lower. They're not quite there. They haven't reached that yet. Duna dhalik. They're besides that. They didn't say wa minna and then say al-qasitun or al-ashrar, al-fasiqun. They didn't use that language. Wa minna duna dhalik. Kunna tara'iqa qidada. We have been all kinds of, we have basically, tara'iqa qidada means kunna fi tara'iqa qidada. We have taken up completely different, completely apart pathways in life. Qidad comes from the word qadda. Qadda means to rip. Like in Surah Yusuf, وَإِنْ كَانَ قَمِيصُهُ قُدَّ مِنْ دُبُرٍ. Qudda to rip. It's ripped. Qidadan, they're totally torn. In other words, our lifestyles, the jinns, their lifestyles are completely separate from one another. They're not one thing. They're not one way. And they're not two ways either, like Muslim and non-Muslim. Or, evil and good, and that's it. They're kind of like humanity. Humanity has all kinds of lifestyles, doesn't it? There's all kinds of variations. So they're basically saying, among us, we have been all kinds of lifestyles. That's what we are. وَأَنَّا ظَنَنَّا. And we had assumed, أَلَّن نُعْجِزَ اللَّهَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And we had realized once this revelation started coming, whatever it was, we didn't know what it was until today, then we heard the Qur'an. We realized this is the classified thing that was coming all this time. See, that's what hit them. Oh, that's what was coming from the sky. That's why there was so much security. And now we've come to realize, أَلَّن نُعْجِزَ اللَّهَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. That nobody's going to be overpowering Allah in the land. In other words, this message will be victorious. Overpowering Allah means overpowering the message of Allah, the mission of Allah, the revelation of Allah. Nobody's going to be taking it on. This language is used several times in the Qur'an. The most explicit time it's used is in Surah At-Tawbah. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّكُمْ غَيْرُ مُعْجِزِ اللَّهِ. You had better know you're not going to be overpowering Allah anymore. What does that mean, overpowering Allah? Well, Makkah has been conquered. The idols have been destroyed. The Muslims are in complete control of Makkah. And then the announcement is Makkans haven't been kicked out of Makkah yet. The mushrikun. And the surah is being revealed in their face. And it's being told, try to overpower Allah now. You had better get it through your heads. It's not happening anymore. أَنَّكُمْ غَيْرُ مُعْجِزِ اللَّهِ. You're not going to literally to bring someone to their knees, to incapacitate someone. You're not going to bring this cause, this mission to its knees anymore. This is the same language that's used in Surah Al-Qasas. Actually, no, in Surah Al-Ankabut, I believe. وَمَا أَنْتُمْ بِمُعْجِزِينَ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فِي السَّمَاءِ. Ibrahim alayhi salam uses it for his people. You're not going to be able to overpower Allah. No way, not in the earth, not in the sky. Now the jinns realize when they hear the power of the Qur'an, they realize there's no overpowering this message. That's the lesson to take home here. When you and I internalize Qur'an, then one of the things that goes deep and runs in our blood after that is there's no way this message will be defeated. There's no way. This kalam is too high. It's got too high a power. There's no way loss will come to this message. You and I can suffer loss. This deen, no, is beyond defeat. أَلَّن نُعْجِزَ اللَّهَ نُعْجِزَ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَن نُعْجِزَهُ هَرَبًا. We won't be able to defeat Allah or put this message down, overpower it, and we cannot put him down by running away either. أَلَّن نُعْجِزَهُ هَرَبًا. We won't be able to overpower his mission by running away. Meaning if he's got punishment intended for us, we won't be able to defeat that plan by escaping, running away. وَأَنَّا لَمَّا سَمِعْنَا الْهُدَى. And we, especially us, the moment we heard the guidance, آمَنَّا بِهِ, we came to believe in it. فَمَنْ يُؤْمِنْ بِرَبِّهِ. Then whoever would come to believe in their master, فَلَا يَخَافُ بَخْسًا. Then he will not be afraid of bakhs. Bakhs means naqs, like a shortage in compensation. Bakhs means you're about to get paid, you were expecting $500 paycheck, you got a $420 paycheck, and you say, what? And they say taxes. I was like, oh, that's bakhs. Bakhs means you got less than what you expected. They say, the jinn say, when somebody believes in Allah, then he's never afraid of being shortchanged when he's about to get paid. وَلَا رَهَقًا. Nor is he afraid of being piled on with more and more and more trouble. And he will not be piled on with more crimes than he committed. This is rahaq, same, the piling. Okay. وَأَنَّا مِنَّا الْمُسْلِمُونَ وَمِنَّا الْقَاسِطُونَ. And among us there are those, the Muslim ones, the submissive ones. وَمِنَّا الْقَاسِطُونَ. And among us are the unfair ones. This is an important verb for all of you to know. قَسَطَ, قَسَطَ, يَقْسُطُ. And there's أَقْسَطَ, يُقْسِطُ. There's the if'al form and the mujarrad form. And they're opposites of each other. Okay. They're opposites of each other. This is one of the effects of if'al, is that it can make the actual opposite of the verb that it originates from. So qasata means to be unfair. Qasata means to be unfair. Aqsata means to remove unfairness, meaning to be just. To get rid of unfairness is aqsata. To be unfair, to do unfairness is qasata. Now the ism fa'il of unfairness, qasata, what's the unfair person? Qasid. That's anna min al-qasitun. What's the ism fa'il of the fair one, the one who removes unfairness? Muqsit. So Allah says, Inna Allah yuhibbul muqsitin. Allah loves those who get rid of unfairness. So adil is fairness too. Muqsit more highlights getting rid of unfairness. Making sure you're not unfair. It was one thing to make sure you're fair, it's another to go back and say, let me just double check I didn't shortchange anybody. I didn't sell anybody short. That's muqsit. Now, another verb like this, just so you know, is shaka yashku. What does shaka yashku mean? You guys read this? To complain. Ashka yushki is to alleviate the complaint. To make someone happy. To get rid of their complaint. Ashka yushki. Okay? So it has the opposite effect. Okay? So, min al-qasitun, among us are those who are unfair. Al-ja'iruna bi kufrihim, those who keep running with their kufr. Al-adiluna an tariq al-haq, the ones who get away from the path, they deviate from the path of truth. فَمَنْ أَسْلَمَ, then whoever's come to accept Islam, فَأُولَٰئِكَ تَحَرَّوْا رَشَدًا, then those are the people that have made the intention and the free intention to stay on the right path. Taharraw comes from hurriya, which is freedom, but it's in the meaning of qasada, to intend. They've made the free intent. They've made that mind. They made their own mind that they're going to follow the right way. وَأَمَّا الْقَاسِطُونَ, and as far as the qasitun are concerned, meaning the unfair among us are concerned, فَكَانُوا لِجَهَنَّمَ حَطَبًا, then they have always been firewood for hellfire. They've just been fuel for hell. وَأَنْ لَوْ اسْتَقَامُوا عَلَى الطَّرِيقَةِ, now this is Allah's comment, some say. Actually, that's ijma'. وَأَنْ لَوْ اسْتَقَامُوا عَلَى الطَّرِيقَةِ, and had they been firm on the path. الطَّرِيقَةِ, tariqah has a ta marbuta at the end. Tariq means path. الطريقة التاء مربوطة للمبالغة وللمرة. للمرة, the single path, meaning al-Islam. There's al-Islam here. Okay? So you have in the Quran the word sirat for Islam. You also have at-tariqah for Islam. Ash-shari'ah, not shari'ah, but shari'ah for Islam. Why? Because the ta marbuta, what does it do? Single. This is the one single path. There is no other path. If they remained on the right path, at-tariqati, لَأَسْقَيْنَاهُمْ مَاءً غَدَقًا, then we would have given them drink that is غَدَق, يعني كثيرا يتسع به العيش. There's so much water that they can live abundantly with it. The word غَدَق is used in the Arabic language to suggest, it's a social term. It's used to suggest when there's a lot of water in a place, then they live really well. And you know what? That's a really deep analysis. It's not just Makkah and Zamzam came and they lived well in Makkah, etc. But you have some of the most fertile places and some of the most beautiful places in the world are abundant with what? They're abundant with water, which gives rise to the greenery in the area, the atmosphere, all of that. So, why is California such expensive real estate? It's certainly not because of the earthquakes. It's because of the water. It's because of that,